Good afternoon, Phillips Lawson. Let's begin the warm-up session. What do you find rewarding about being a nurse?
I truly love helping people, and the most rewarding thing for me as a nurse is seeing the joy of patients and their families. It's always a priceless feeling to see our patients recover to a normal life after going through a difficult time. Throughout my years as a nurse, I have seen many heartbreaking times as well, and being able to help those families cope with loss has been very difficult, but also rewarding.
How do you deal with someone who isn't satisfied with your patient care?
When faced with a dissatisfied patient, I assess the issue, determine if it's something within my control to correct, address their concerns, answer their questions, and collaborate with colleagues for alternative solutions if necessary. My goal is to accommodate the patient without compromising their care.
Tell me what you feel is your greatest skill as a nurse.
My greatest skill as a nurse is my communication ability. I'm very proud of my ability to listen to what a patient is telling me. Nothing frustrates them more than feeling as though they're not being heard, and actively listening can help make someone comfortable. In addition, I learned that addressing their concerns and communicating assuredly make them feel comfortable, which is important to receiving quality care.
What do you find is the hardest part about being a nurse?
I think the hardest thing I've had to deal with is feeling helpless. While it's my job to provide as much care and comfort as medically possible, there are times when I just can't do more. Seeing someone in pain or feeling miserable and knowing there's nothing you can do to help is the most difficult thing I deal with. I am a nurse because I genuinely care about people and want help, and when I can't, that's hard.
How do you handle the stress of the job?
To handle the stress of the job, I prioritize self-care and seek support from colleagues and loved ones. I maintain a healthy work-life balance by scheduling regular breaks, engaging in activities I enjoy outside of work, and practicing stress relief techniques such as mindfulness or exercise. Additionally, I make sure to communicate openly with my colleagues about any challenges I'm facing and seek their advice and support when needed. Taking time to decompress and recharge allows me to approach my work with renewed energy and focus, ultimately ensuring that I can continue to provide the best possible care to my patients.
Your preparation time is over. You can now start your roleplay.
Hello there. My name is Phillips, and I'm one of the nurses here. I can see from your face that you're quite worried, and that's completely understandable. It's never easy when our little ones are in pain. Please take a seat and let me know both of your names.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Mihiraa, and this is my son, Calvin. I'm so worried.
Mihiraa, to ensure I provide you with the best advice, let's start by discussing what brought you in today. What's been happening with Calvin?
It's his ear, his left one. He's been complaining about it since last night. He says everything sounds muffled, too, and the pain is making him miserable. I think it's an infection and he needs antibiotics like I did when I had one.
Thank you for clarifying that it's his left ear. I understand your concern. To get a clearer picture, let's discuss Calvin's symptoms in a bit more detail. Can you describe the type of pain he's experiencing for me?
He says it's a sort of dull ache most of the time, but then sometimes it becomes a sharp, throbbing pain. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 6. It was bad enough to wake him up last night, which is why I knew I had to bring him in.
I can hear how distressing that was for both of you. Waking from sleep because of pain is very telling. Mihiraa, besides the pain and the muffled hearing, have you noticed any fluid or discharge coming from his ear?
No, nothing like that. It looks clean on the outside.
That's useful to know. And has he had any fever recently?
He didn't have one this morning, but he did have a high temperature 2 nights ago, around 38.5. He also had a really bad cold that seems to have mostly cleared up now.
Okay, Mihiraa, that's an important connection. To help me understand potential causes, I'd like to ask a few questions about his general health and activities. You mentioned the recent cold. Has Calvin had any ear infections in the past?
No, this is the first time, which is why I'm so anxious.
That's good information. And has he been swimming recently? Or does he have any habits like putting his fingers or other objects in his ears?
No swimming, but I do often see him poking his finger into his ear, especially when he had that cold last week. He says it feels funny inside.
Thank you, that is very helpful. Based on everything you've told me, it does sound very much like Calvin could have an ear infection, which we often call otitis media. This is incredibly common in children, especially after a cold, as the congestion can spread to the ears, causing that dull ache and muffled feeling you described. I know it's distressing to see him in such discomfort. Let's talk about what you can do at home to help him feel more comfortable while his body works on healing. The most important things are to keep the ear dry, so be extra cautious during bath time, and to gently remind him not to poke or try to clean inside his ear, as this can irritate the sensitive skin and potentially make things worse. Encouraging plenty of rest is also key, as it gives his immune system the best chance to fight this off. Mihiraa, for the pain and any fever, over-the-counter children's pain relief like paracetamol or ibuprofen can be very effective. They will help manage the pain, making it easier for him to eat, play, and most importantly, get the restful sleep he needs. Please follow the dosage instructions on the package carefully. I must advise you to avoid any medicated ear drops unless they are specifically recommended by a doctor after an examination, as they are not always suitable. I know this is a lot of information, and it's natural to still have worries. What other concerns or questions might you have? I want to make sure you feel fully supported and confident in caring for him at home.
So what can I do? Can you please prescribe some antibiotics or strong ear drops for him? I don't want him to suffer again tonight.
Mihiraa, I completely understand why you're asking for antibiotics, as you want the quickest relief for Calvin's pain. It's important for me to explain that, as a nurse, prescribing medication is outside of my role, and there's a very good clinical reason for this. The vast majority of childhood ear infections are viral, which means antibiotics simply won't work against them. The body's own immune system is remarkably effective at fighting these off, and the recommended first step is always careful monitoring and managing the symptoms at home. Please be reassured that this is an extremely common part of childhood, and most cases clear up on their own within a few days. I know it's worrying to see your child uncomfortable, but trust that his body is designed to handle this. We can support him with simple, safe measures while his natural defenses do their job.
But is that really enough? My main worry is that the pain will come back tonight and that it might be something more serious.
That is a very common and valid concern for any parent. While we expect Calvin to start feeling better soon with these home care measures, it's important we have a clear plan if things don't go as expected. I strongly advise booking an appointment with your GP if his pain worsens at any point, or if you see no improvement after 3 days. This is a crucial step, as it allows a doctor to check if a bacterial infection has developed that might require antibiotics, or to rule out other issues like a perforated eardrum. This way, we ensure he gets the right care at the right time.
Okay, so watch him for 3 days and go to the doctor if he's not better.
Exactly. To make sure we're both clear, let me just summarize our conversation. We've discussed that Calvin is experiencing pain and muffled hearing in his left ear, likely related to his recent cold. We've agreed on a plan for home management, which includes using over-the-counter pain relief like children's paracetamol, keeping the ear dry, avoiding poking it, and ensuring he gets plenty of rest. I've explained that antibiotics aren't the first step, but you will take him to see his GP if the pain worsens or if there's no improvement in the next 3 days. How does that plan sound to you? Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that covers everything. Thank you for explaining it all so clearly. I feel a bit less worried now and I know what to do.
You're very welcome, Mihiraa. I hope Calvin feels much better very soon.